Los Angeles has long been shaped by the cultures, traditions, and stories brought here from across the Pacific. Today, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities remain woven into the fabric of the city, from Chinatown and historic Filipino town to Koreatown, Little Tokyo, and neighborhoods far beyond. During Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we recognize the generations who helped build Los Angeles through business, art, food, public service, and community, while continuing to share the spirit of ohana or family with everyone around them. So whether you're discovering Little Tokyo for the first time or call this neighborhood home, welcome to Los Angeles. A defining part of LA's identity, Los Angeles is home to one of the largest Asian American and Pacific Islander populations in the United States, shaping the city's culture, economy, and daily life across generations. Here in Little Tokyo, history and modern culture move together. Sidewalk markers trace the footsteps of the East Bay, pioneers who first built this enduring community, while new businesses, public art, and evolving traditions continue to shape its future. The art of crafting traditional mochi lives on at Fugetsudo, a Little Tokyo staple since 1903. Today, the historic confectionery honors its roots while introducing modern flavors to a new generation. As Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month highlights stories of culture and resilience, institutions like the Japanese American National Museum continue preserving community history through new technology and expanded storytelling. Among those voices is George Takei, reflecting on a legacy shaped by perseverance, activism, and identity.
So my mission in life has been to educate Americans about Americans, both its glory and its failure. And I can still be sending that same message long after I'm in the galaxies.
At Janam, we've always had the benefit of having our docents, many of whom were survivors of the incarceration themselves. And it was an extraordinary ability for them to be able to talk to people, to talk to audiences from the first-hand perspective and be able to tell their own stories. As that generation is passing, it was this incredible opportunity to be able to use this technology to preserve the opportunity to have conversations with them and for people to engage with them in a very real way. So today was the unveiling of 5 story files, which is new technology, AI-based technology, that conserves the ability to have engaging conversations with people. We've previewed 4 of them today, one with George Takei, which is an amazing opportunity for people to engage with him about his life, about his history while he was incarcerated as a child, what the impact of the incarceration was on him, his life as the civil rights icon and defender of democracy, and also to ask questions about what the impact of that is today.
Human storytelling is really, since we've been cavemen, the way that we tell, hey, don't go in the bushes over there, don't eat those berries, don't go in the trees, that's dangerous. It's the way societally we can grow beyond an individual human lifespan. So we're sort of hijacking that human innate storytelling and listening, call and response, and using it to preserve in amber the real, authentic, original storytelling. So it's hard to tell if this has been 8 years in the making or if this has been 3 lifetimes. My grandmother was the first volunteer here at the museum. My mother then raised money for their very first tape recorder, and they used that tape recorder to capture oral histories. And so this has sort of been 3 generations in the making and 8 years of wanting to take the gift that my grandmother, her friends, and all the people we spoke to today have given back to American society, telling the stories of wrongs that have happened to them in American history so that they do not happen again.
Well, I learned a lesson early on, from 5 years old on, one injustice after another. When we were in prison, Roosevelt, my father said, was a president that he respected back in the 30s when the nation was in a deep depression, high unemployment, people had given up. And he said to the people of America, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And this galvanized the people and brought the country up. And then when the bombing of Pearl Harbor happened, everybody went crazy. And we happened to look like the people that bombed Pearl Harbor. And they saw us as the enemy. And as great a man as Roosevelt was a human being. He got swept up in the hysteria. There are people on the West Coast that look exactly like the people that bombed Pearl Harbor. Who knows what could be a spy? They might be planning to bomb San Pedro. After a year of that unjust imprisonment, the government realizes there's a wartime manpower shortage. And here are all these young people, men and women, that they've categorized just arbitrarily as enemy aliens. We're Americans, born, raised, and imprisoned by America, born here. They just made up this enemy alien thing, but now they need us. So they come down with a loyalty questionnaire. What's the matter with this government? They should have asked that before they imprisoned us, before they took our homes, destroyed my father's business. But young people today, hearing this story, I keep telling people the ideals of democracy are noble. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That's us, the people. And my father said, we have to be involved, all of us. At that time, the civil rights movement was going on. He said, what the black people are doing is that they are out speaking up for themselves. They have a history. That's a part of American history. And he said, you, when you get the vote, you are the part of the people that speak for this country. We have to participate.
I am so grateful to be sitting here with Tina Knowles, to have a chance to hear a little bit more about your work and the creation of the Waco Theater Center.
The creation of the Waco Theater Center has been a dream of mine since I was a teenager, because I had a mentor actually gave me exposure to the arts, and it made me feel seen and heard. So I know the effect of the arts on the community, and especially on kids who don't have great opportunities. And that is what Waco is all about. We started this charity very small in a little tiny 100-seat theater. And the challenge was that our students that we mentor, we had to bus them. So we spent all our money on busing them to North Hollywood. And so this is a dream come true, because we're in that community. We can do community programs. How cool is that? I came out here to go to one of the shops on the main street here, which I thought was amazing because it was all these Black-owned artistic businesses. So that was exciting within itself. And then my friend Mark Bradford brought me here. And of course, it was before all the renovations. And I was like, oh my God, this is just sitting here? Are you kidding me? It looked completely different. And so when I heard that it was being restored, it was music to my ears. And when there was an opportunity for us to help manage this place, it was like a dream come true. And for it to be a place where this community can easily access. And so that's what we're hoping for this place. We're praying that it is a cultural community center, which it was meant to be in the first place. The history, the legacy that is in this building, if the walls could talk.
We are so lucky here in the city of Los Angeles to be able to celebrate, and to be able to do that through our theaters, through our art centers, through our grantee programs, through public art. It's all about helping people feel comfortable and confident with where they are and who they are.
I really have to commend the city of Los Angeles. What you've done here is historical. It's selfless and it's inclusive and it is really amazing. So I really commend the city of Los Angeles for that. I think that it will be a beacon of pride for many people to bring commerce here, to bring attention to this wonderful street with all these beautiful businesses. I feel like it's going to be contagious. That touches my heart. I just cannot wait. I mean, we just got to get started.
Founded in 1885, Little Tokyo became the center of Japanese American life before World War II and remains one of only 3 surviving Japantowns in the United States. It stands as a lasting testament to community resilience, heritage, and small business legacy. Designated a National Historic Landmark, this 2-block stretch connects historic sites from Union Church to the Japanese American National Museum, reflecting one of the largest concentrations of Nisei, or second-generation Japanese Americans in the country. Across LA, historic neighborhoods like Little Tokyo, Filipino Town, Chinatown, and Koreatown are deeply woven into the city's identity, driving culture, connection, and renewal. In nearby MacArthur Park, once known as the Ellis Island of the West, a new stormwater capture project is transforming the lake, reflecting how the city continues to reinvest in its public spaces for future generations.
Good morning. This park, MacArthur Park, has been here for this community through a lot of history. Good history and hard history. This lake has seen it all. It's also absorbed it all. The runoff, the pollution, and the years when this neighborhood was not the first on anybody's list. Today, that changes.
This is the MacArthur Lake Stormwater Capture Project. We're so excited. It's one of the first, it's going to be one of the iconic projects that we implement under the Safe Clean Water program. So the project is going to actually capture that stormwater, which is polluted from all of the area that it's running off from. It's going to treat the water, and we're going to use that in MacArthur Park Lake. So what that means is we don't have to turn on the faucet for potable water. That means we conserve water, and we're actually beneficially reusing stormwater that would otherwise go out into the Bayona Creek and be lost to the ocean.
In the very near future, we're going to have our pedal boat operations back here at this lake. I really believe that that's an amenity that's going to really bring in community to use the space, not only to look at the space, but also be able to get on the water, even exercise, because, pedal boat is a cardiovascular exercise. So super excited about that as well, coming into this park and into the space.
Projects like this are not only bringing a community benefit, they're also helping to improve the environment through saving that water, reusing water, through building trees and creating shade and bringing an overall aesthetic beauty to the neighborhood.
There's always been so much misconception around the lake in MacArthur Park, and we're trying to fix that. I think that folks want to see clean water. They want to see a beautiful project that accentuates the beauty of this area, and that's what we're trying to bring, an opportunity for folks to be proud of the community that live in, and this is just going to help make an already beautiful park even more beautiful.
The Cabrillo Marine Aquarium is an extremely special place serving this community. It's all about connecting people with nature. When visitors come here, they get to see animals that live right off our coast here in Southern California. It's an enjoyable place, and I'm really thrilled. The team that works here at Cabrillo Marine Aquarium is excellent. Whether we're teaching about whales or grunion, it's just a very, very special place, and I'm glad to be a part of it. This is the entry to the exhibit hall, and behind me is the story of the Cabrillo Marine Aquarium, our 90-year history. This wonderful exhibit has a map that explains what's happening inside the exhibit hall. As you're walking around through the maze of the exhibit hall, there's different habitats. This helps you guide along through the exhibits and see all the beautiful animals that are here in their habitats. We've been here 90 years teaching about marine life of Southern California, and we teach about the conservation, how everyone can help do their part to conserve the beautiful animals and the life of Southern California. Here we are at the Jelly Lab. This is a very special lab, brand new. We just finished completing it. We have a culture area where we're growing baby jellies. We're growing about 3 different species right now. We grow jellies here for our education and also for our research and to share with our other institutions that we partner with. Welcome to our Jelly Tunnel, the entrance to the Drifters of the Deep exhibit. This is a great space to come and learn about the natural history of jellies and get up and close and personal, really up close, and see the beauty of these jellies. We have moon jellies, we have pot of gold jellies, and we have purple striped jellies here on exhibit. All of the animals that you see here on exhibit in the Jelly Lab are part of the work that we do here. We are growing these jellies in the Jelly Lab, and we are sharing those jellies with our visitors every single day. Welcome to the Exhibit Hall Pump House. In this room is the life support system that provides clean water to our exhibit hall and to our living collections. We have an array of pumps, filters, chillers, UV sterilizers, and other components that provide the animals that are living here with the highest quality water. It's all happening right here. In the future, as we add more exhibits or as we change exhibits, the living habitats with animals in the exhibit hall are going to get the best care because of everything you see around you right here. Growing up in this area and now working Cabrillo Marine Aquarium is a reminder of how special it is to live here in Southern California. We live in a very vibrant and diverse community, and I'm thrilled to hear different languages and different people and different experiences and cultures, and it's all happening right here. So please come be a part of it.
Communities like Little Tokyo, Chinatown, Koreatown, and historic Filipino town reflect over a century of migration, settlement, and cultural preservation in the city. The 1970s marked a turning point for Little Tokyo as Japanese companies established international headquarters in the heart of Los Angeles. By the mid-1980s, the Little Tokyo Service Center helped guide that growth, balancing economic development with the preservation of the neighborhood's cultural legacy. This era also aligned with the rise of nearby arts communities and repurposed downtown warehouses, now more connected than ever through expanded metro transit. In Los Angeles, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month is not just commemorative. It's visible in everyday life through museums, temples, festivals, small businesses, and public art across many neighborhoods. Places like Barnsdall Art Park invite visitors to experience exhibitions from emerging artists and reflect on the evolving artistic identity that defines the city.
Heavy metal is comprised of 20 women artists. One of the things about heavy metal is it's a play on words, it's a play on concept. There are a lot of works that deal very literally with large-scale sculpture, heavy sculpture. However, heaviness and heavy also references the psychological weight that comes with the female perspective.
Attending different galleries and exhibitions is relatively new to me. So this one is really eye-popping because of the way that the different artists have conceptualized the idea of heavy metal. It's not just rigid structures as you would normally think. It's actually some of the ways that the artists interpret it are pretty amazing, right?
The heavy metal exhibition was beautiful. So many unique artworks, lots of different forms. So many arrays of colors and textures, very engaging. It was beautiful. Really enjoyed our time here.
In addition to heavy metal, we have 2 exhibitions in the project room, Ivan Bridges and Rachel Bridges. Those are exhibitions focused on painting and drawing and are a nice complement but also a juxtaposition to the artworks in heavy metal.
I would definitely recommend people to come and check out this exhibition. There's lots of 3D artwork installations, there's wall artwork, different colors, there's sounds. It's really interactive and a beautiful place to walk around.
The Municipal Art Gallery is located at Barnsdall Park. The exhibition is on view through June 20th. And the hours of operation are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. With the exception of Juneteenth. June 19th, we will be closed for the holiday.
This is my first time in this museum, and it has a diversity of thought, diversity of artists, and expression of the art, which is amazing. And I think it's important nowadays to be able to step away from digital and come and just be introspective. And art galleries is one way to do that.
Today, the Chinese American Museum El Pueblo is doing Spring Fest. It celebrates the new season for all Asian people, AAPI included. And it starts with a festival of family, introduces good health and wealth.
One of the reasons why we hold this event is because we really want to celebrate the diversity of Los Angeles, really bringing it, showing our visitors Chinese American culture and our community. We have arts and crafts, we have live entertainment, and it really is a space where we want to have people learn about our community, people learn about our culture, but also create a space of appreciation.
And also bring a lot of awareness to the museum, because the museum is very important to not just the Chinese American community, but also the community in general. Just to understand where we've come from and where we're going in the future, and the people that kind of built the way for us.
It's so important that we share the cultures. The LA city is the multicultural societies, and then their contribution to the society is not only economically and most importantly culturally. And the Chinese American Museum is here to record those history as well as sharing the stories and further encourage people to celebrate together and looking forward to a better society. And I think that's our mission here.
Hi, would you guys like a free cookie?
Metro partnered with the Wiley Center. They have a wonderful program where they take students in their autism program and they teach them life skills. And one of the life skills they teach them is how to bake cookies. So they wanted to do a station activation for Autism Awareness Month, hand out free cookies. We think it's a great thing for our customers as well as the students of the Wiley Center.
I'm one of those students who are passing out cookies in honor of Autism Awareness Month.
I feel pretty good. Handing a cookie to a bunch of people to brighten their day.
Basically just selling out cookies and Metro cards to people in honor of Autism Awareness Month.
It's Autism Awareness Month, so we are spreading a little bit of awareness, acceptance, and celebration with transit riders. Our students are actually sharing their own personal testimonies and giving information to people about autism.
When I was in school, people used to make fun of a lot of other people for having autism. People think autism is like a negative thing, which is not true at all. We're just trying to show that autism is not what they think it is. We're human too.
It really came about when we were given an oven and a kitchen, a professional one. And we wanted our kids to figure out what they could do with this. And what they decided was we want to make cookies. And they have just become cookiepreneurs, and that was the name that we kind of called them, cookiepreneurs.
You're able to learn real life skills, learn how to be independent, learn how to be productive citizens.
Thank you for this. I appreciate you giving this.
We've been here since 1979, serving families, changing lives.
And we have training centers. We have a CVS, a UPS, and an Outback Steakhouse training center. We're preparing our kids for the next phase of their lives.
Me and my friend Kyle designed the the logo right here. He drew like the concept art. I used a digital artwork software to make the logo.
The response is very exciting.
Smiles for miles. The kids are having a great time handing out the cookies, so I think it's a positive experience for both parties.
Happy Autism Awareness Month! Go Metro!
AA and HPI communities have played key roles in LA's growth, from railroads and agriculture to business, entertainment, public service, and civic leadership. Established in 1903, the Rafu Shinpo remains a critical cultural anchor for Japanese Americans in LA. Despite the forced closure during the incarceration era, the publication re-emerged to help reconstruct the neighborhood's legacy following World War II. That same spirit of community continues across Los Angeles, where programs supported by the city's Civil Rights Department empower neighborhoods to directly shape how help and resources are delivered, placing decision-making in local hands.
You are the people who help the people, and you're making history and you're making a difference, and it's truly an honor to be here with you all.
Today we are in Boyle Heights at Proyecto Pastor, a community center making a difference with our repair dollars. We have the repair program, which is providing resources for residents who may be a little short on their rent. We wanted to make sure that if you are at risk of being unhoused, that you have a place where you can get real dollars from real people to make a real difference. Los Angeles Repair Program stands for Reforms for Equity and Public Acknowledgement of Institutional Racism.
Proyecto Pastoral was awarded $270,000 to help 75 families. We were able to budget and stretch out the money and help 174 families this last year with rental assistance. Out of those families, 230 children also received this assistance.
Proyecto Pastoral ha ayudado en sí principalmente para la renta, que es lo más pesado, porque ayuda para toda clase de biles, en los cuales, incluyendo la luz, el agua, lo principal es la renta, en la cual ahorita muchos de nosotros estamos en una economía muy baja, por la cual pidemos esa asistencia.
I mean, families were having to choose between paying rent, buying groceries, paying bills, and a lot of times getting food for their children was a priority, and they weren't able to afford to pay the rent.
So today we're having a celebration because we entered our grant through LA Repair. So we wanted to highlight all of the hard work, everything that we did throughout this year, like success stories and all the people, the community that we were able to help through the LA Repair grant.
We're celebrating World Autism Awareness Month. We're just trying to get the word out so we can promote water safety.
Today at Lincoln Park Pool, we're hosting the World Autism Awareness Day event. This event is really important for all communities. Water safety is such an important topic that I believe everyone should learn about, because anything can go wrong at any time. So the more people that we can invite to our facility and teach them how to swim, the safer that we can be.
We're offering free swim lessons to everyone. We're also doing stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking.
I think it's important because a lot of our kids with autism love water and they don't understand the safety yet. So I love it. I love it because now hopefully he'll learn not only the safety part, but how to swim.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's kick together, kick together. There you go, Marco.
To teach someone who has autism, I wouldn't say that it's more difficult, but it does take some extra training, because sometimes we will need to accommodate and take a different approach to our lessons for this community.
So we offer adaptive swim classes so that we can really focus on the child depending on what special need they might have. We try to make sure they're as comfortable as possible, and it's very important because at the end of the day, everyone should learn how to swim.
Hold it like this, up in the front.
Estamos aquí invitando a toda la comunidad que tome parte en los programas disponibles para gente de todo alrededor, no solo gente con autismo, para que vengan y tomen parte. Tenemos programas de todos tipos y mucha gente no sabe que estamos aquí en la piscina.
The inclusion is awesome. I know it's not just going to be with kids with autism, so that's even more awesomer because they'll be included with other children. And that's what we need, that's what we want. And I love that. So I thank Lincoln Park for that, honestly. It's pretty cool, and the city.
Check out these fun things around LA. Kick off America's 250th birthday in Los Angeles with LA Fleet Week 2026, the annual multi-day celebration of our nation's sea services held on the LA waterfront over the Memorial Day weekend. From touring active Navy vessels to competitions and band performances to honoring those who gave all to preserve our freedoms, LA Fleet Week offers something for everyone with festivities from May 22nd to May 25th. Join the Port of Los Angeles to celebrate the nation's military with public ship tours, welcome parties, and the main Fleet Week Expo alongside the Battleship Iowa. For the full schedule, visit lafleetweek.com. Head to the Edendale branch for the ongoing celebration marking 100 years of LA's Central Library. On Saturday, May 23rd, historian Mary Mallory presents a look at the first women of Los Angeles. Women have often been the movers and shakers behind community improvements, and this talk will feature the pioneering women who shaped our city's history, including organizers, activists, journalists, Hollywood stars, and even librarians. Join the Los Angeles Public Library at Edendale Branch for First Women of Los Angeles with historian Mary Mallory on Saturday, May 23rd, beginning at 1 p.m. Find more at lapl.org. On Sunday, May 24th, enjoy a concert in the park for Memorial Day, honoring those who died in service. The featured performance at Brand Park will be from the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing Band. The concert event will also feature a Veterans Resource Fair on site. Pay tribute and enjoy a Memorial Day concert in the park, taking place on Sunday, May 24th at 11 a.m. For more information, visit cd7.lacity.gov. And that's a look at some things to do.
Contemporary LA continues to be shaped by Asian American voices in media, sports, politics, and the arts, reflecting a living, evolving cultural story rather than a historical one alone. In Little Tokyo, that cultural legacy comes alive within one of the city's most visited districts. As a National Historic Landmark, it stands as a living connection to generations of Japanese American history, where food, art, and community reflect both heritage and evolution. Thank you so much for watching. Catch these stories and more on Channel 35 or at lacity.gov/TV and follow at LA City on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Until next time, get out there and experience everything Los Angeles has to offer.